Yo, what's going on, everybody? Eyecee here, and welcome to another NBA video. This one is for November 14th 5-game slate. Apologies for the really late video yesterday. I said I wouldn't be doing a video, but then I ended up getting some time towards the end of the day, so I did it. I still updated my spreadsheet, so for those of you guys that want access to my spreadsheet, you could DM me your email at Eyecee DFS, Eyecee DFS, right here. Email me, I'll share it with you. I'm sharing it with a couple of guys here. I think like 6 guys here. So I mean, these guys are using it. They're somewhat happy. I know 2 of them are happy. But congratulations to you guys. But yeah, if you guys want access to the spreadsheet, by all means, it's free. I try to update it early in the morning around 9-10 a.m. So it's good to go. So if you guys want access, DM me, I'll give it to you. But yeah, last night was really good. I even though the video was late, Malik Monk, Cody Zeller, Rozier, John Morant, Jaren Jackson all did fantastic. The Raptor plays were spot on. Pascal VanVleet went off. Rondé was great. Late night, Dwight and JaVale were the 2 guys I was looking at most from the Lakers, but JaVale was the guy that ended up smashing. A lot of these guys I was really high on yesterday. Bradley Beal, I said, was my favorite point guard play based on the lowest ownership he'd be seeing from all the guards. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Hopefully you guys tuned in and profited, but you guys aren't here for all of that. You guys are here for today's take. As always, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. It's the only thing that could help me grow, and everything I do here is free. It's still not a full-time job for me, so that's why sometimes the videos timings aren't consistent. But eventually, when it is a full-time job, wink wink, I'll be able to produce more consistently and have a time schedule for all the videos. But until then, if you guys don't mind, a couple of seconds of your time, like and subscribe. It's the only thing that could help me grow and keep me afloat. So please do those. I would really appreciate it, and you'll have a really good night in your DFSs today. But let's get started. First game, 5 games. Dallas versus New York. These teams already met each other once so far, and this is the last time they're meeting for the season. With that said, this is a revenge narrative on multiple fronts here, but I'm going to start with Luka Doncic at 10K. Luka just dropped 72 points against these guys the other day, 72 DraftKings points. That is not real points, but 72 DraftKings points, and Luka's been playing out of his mind. His assist rate is ridiculous. It's one of the highest assist rates I've seen. His usage is fantastic. The minutes are great, and he's been playing a lot of minutes the last 2 games. I expect that to go because they really need him to pull out some wins here. Luka Doncic is a fantastic play, my favorite point guard play on the night, and not much else to say. We know so far he's an early season All-Star candidate. What is there really to say about Luka Doncic that people don't already know? He's just a stud, man. He's an up-and-coming stud, walking Hall of Famer. Definitely in play for me. After that, Kristaps Porzingis, he's going back to the Garden. It's a revenge game for Kristaps Porzingis, if there ever was one. He's decent for the price. 6,900 is a fair price for him. He just dropped 50 DraftKings points against the Knicks. And everybody has a career game against the Knicks, so why not KP? He dropped 50 the last game. Maybe he dropped 60 this one. 6,900 is a fair price for the amount of usage this guy gets, the upside he possesses, and the minutes he's playing. Secure. I love Kristaps Porzingis. After Kristaps, the other Dallas guy I'm considering is Tim Hardaway Jr. It's also a revenge game for this guy, and he had real 40-50 DraftKings points just a couple of years ago when he was on the Knicks. He's still in his prime. He's 27 years old, and yeah, I would have bundled him with all these other scrubby guys on this team that don't have a defined role or minutes or anything. But Tim Hardaway does play 20 to 24 minutes every single game. He produces on a consistent basis. He gets around his 20 to 20 DraftKings points, whatever it is. But this is a spot where his upside kind of makes me consider him a little bit. Knowing he's going up against the Knicks, maybe he has a little bit of a better game. Maybe the Dallas feed him, the ball a little bit more. So just some light consideration for me. He is a little bit risky still, but the floor is safe with him at this price, 3,900. He's one of my more favorite value plays today. I'm hoping he goes a little bit under-owned, and people just go with some of these other guys, but definitely someone I'm looking at. All these guys in blue I'm not really interested about because they're all rotational pieces who don't really have a defined role yet on this team. Some days some guys are starting, other days other guys are starting. Some days some guys are playing 20 minutes, the other days they're playing 5 minutes. So we still don't know exactly what their role is, and I'm not going to help them figure it out, so I'm just staying away. Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, I didn't really talk about because I'm not really interested in these two. But if I had to pick one, it would be Dwight Powell. The 5,100 price point is decent, but they've both been inconsistent in my opinion. I'm not sure what I'm gonna get from them, so I'm not really interested. Their usages haven't been that great either, and they've kind of just been working against each other when they have been playing. So I'm not interested in these guys. But Dwight Powell over Kleber if I had to pick. On the Knicks side, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle would be the top two guys without really thinking about it much. R.J. Barrett, everything revolves around this guy. His minutes are fantastic. The price at 6,200 is a little cheap for the amount of usage he's getting. Everything revolves around him offensively, so definitely one of the guards I love today and one of my favorite plays on the slate at 6,200. Julius Randle at 7K is a decently priced guy. He's an 8K player on most nights. He just hasn't been playing up to his standards the last few games, but 7K is a great price for him, and I'm sure that he wouldn't want Porzingis to, upstage him in his house. Now it's his house, so he's a very competitive guy, so he's in play for me. And Marcus Morris, less consideration than these two, but still in consideration because he's the leader of this team. It's not the coach. It's Marcus Morris, okay? Newsflash. If you guys don't watch the games, Marcus Morris runs this shit, okay? He's been playing really, really well. 6,400 is too expensive for Marcus Morris, in my opinion. He's playing way above his career averages. However, he's been playing consistently throughout the season. I don't know why it would randomly stop today. He has had one or two bad games in between this stretch, but majority of them have been really good. I don't mind getting to Marcus Morris at all, but 6,400 is a little bit steep in my mind, so I'm not going to be playing him as much, but he's still in consideration. Of course, keep an eye on the news for Mitchell Robinson. And a guy I'm on the fence with, Dennis Smith Jr. He played 14 minutes last game. It wasn't a good game for him, but it's also a revenge game for him going up against Dallas, who drafted him. I'm not really interested in Dennis Smith unless we get significant news that he may be inserted into the starting lineup or something like that, or see an increase in minutes to a certain mark. But until then, I'm not really interested, and that pretty much wraps up my first game interest. Second game, Chicago versus Milwaukee. This game is going to be an interesting one for multiple reasons, starting with Zach LaVine being questionable. We don't know if he's playing right now. We don't know what's good with Zach LaVine. As it stands, he rolled his ankle in practice, and usually when you roll your ankle in practice and you go to sleep and you wake up, that shit is stiff. It's stiff. So, these guys have a lot of money. They're millionaires, whatever, and they have good doctors, so I'm sure they have some medication that could make them feel unstiff. But just from personal experience, I've rolled my ankle a lot. The first day it's whatever. The day you roll it is whatever. It's the next day when you go to sleep and you wake up that, oh my god, that pain. Oh, it's terrible. So I'm guessing he doesn't play. But if he does play, I'd have some consideration for him. But I know he's gonna be somewhat restricted or limited if that ankle roll was somewhat, serious. If it was just like a weak ankle roll, then whatever, man. But if it was like a serious ankle roll, then yeah, he's not going to be 100%, no, by no means. The guy I would be looking at in that case would be Lauri Markkanen, who should see a significant usage bump without Zach LaVine in the mix. 6,000 is a fantastic price for Lauri Markkanen, who has tremendous upside. The Bucks play at the fastest pace in the league, so there should be lots of opportunity for the Chicago Bulls players to get extra touches here. So definitely someone I'm looking at. And then Wendell Carter Jr., man, he's made a mission to stop the opposition, and he's been doing it. 5,600 is a great price for him. He's had some fantastic games under his belt this season. I feel like his ownership is going to be a little bit low because people are going to look at the matchup. But he's been playing really good and definitely someone I will be considering in my lineups. Kobe White is the guy I'm on the fence with here. 5,400 is a little bit too steep for a guy that's extremely shooting dependent. He shot 7 threes in a quarter the other day, and I don't think that's sustainable whatsoever. 37 DraftKings points, great, but his season average is 21.5 DraftKings points, and at 5,400, I'm just not excited, especially knowing the defenders this Milwaukee team possesses. Even though Chris Middleton's out, but they still got decent defenders, size, length, all that. So not really that interested in Kobe White, but still in consideration because he could mess around and win you a GPP. But yeah, not that much at this price. On the Bucks side, I'll just start with Giannis. He's the stud of the night. It could be a blowout, but he is the MVP. There is no Middleton, so he should get even more usage than he already does. And he could smash even if it's limited minutes. If it's a blowout, he could still go out there and smash. So nothing wrong here. Giannis is definitely in play. But Eric Bledsoe is the guy that will get the most benefit from Chris Middleton being missing. Eric Bledsoe is a real 40-50 DraftKings point type of guy, and with Middleton and his usage and minutes out of the equation, Eric Bledsoe will be the de facto number 2 option on the team, and being the number 2 option on the team should come up with a significant usage bump. So I love him at 7,300. Yeah, the price has gone up from his regular 6K, but this is essentially the price he should be priced on most nights. This is the type of player he is. He has this upside, so I don't mind getting to him whatsoever, especially against the goddamn Bulls. So Eric Bledsoe is my favorite buck here, based on price, usage, matchup. I love it. These 3 guys here, Wesley, Matthew, George Hill, Ilyasova, I'm just going to talk about them real quick. So I'm on the fence with these guys because these guys are very inconsistent, but they all have their own upside. Wesley Matthew plays the most minutes out of these 3 guys, but he's the most inconsistent. He also has the most upside, but, go figure. George Hill is the guy that comes off the bench. His minutes are what they are. He's playing around 20 to 24 minutes, and he's consistent. He has limited upside. He could go out there and get you 30 DraftKings points or something like that, but it's rare. And Ersan Ilyasova, the upside is there, but the minutes are not, and he's also prone to foul trouble. So they all have their pros and they all have their cons. I'm on the fence with them. I might end up with maybe one in some lineups here and there because their prices are reasonable for their upside, especially with Middleton out of the picture, but we'll see. The other guy I'm looking at here with keen eyes is Sterling Brown. He's another person that should see a usage bump with Middleton out of the picture. He was someone that played a somewhat of a decent role with the Bucks going back to last year, and he's risky, but the upside is there. So with Middleton out of the picture, he should be seeing around 19-20 minutes now, and he has that upside where he could go off in that limited amount of time. So definitely in consideration, especially against the Bulls. All right, next game, Clippers versus the Pelicans. And honestly, I'm not all that excited about much here. But I'm going to do this live with you guys. Of course, Kawhi Leonard is in play, but it is a back-to-back. He played 41 minutes last night, so he might be restricted, limited, whatever the case might be. So keep an eye on the news. Paul George might be playing. We don't know how many minutes he's going to play. My guess is not more than 15 to 20, so I wouldn't really be caring about him. But because Paul George comes back, that just makes Mo Harkless, J. Michael Green that much tougher to get at. Their minutes are going to be somewhat reduced. Landry Shamet, if he's out, that's good then. J. Michael Green might be somewhat in play. But overall, I'm not really excited about these guys, man. Lou Williams, 7,700 is a little expensive in my opinion. It is a back-to-back too, and he also played 41 minutes yesterday. So there's that. But the benefit is the Pelicans play at the 3rd fastest pace in the league. So there should be a lot of additional opportunities for these guys to go off and, get there. So slight consideration, not really much, but it's a 5-game slate. So we have limited option here. Montrezl Harrell at 7,600. I'm not interested. He should have a much easier matchup against the Pelicans, but the Rockets were no different. They don't really play defense either. So, I'm not excited with Montrezl Harrell 7,600. There's other guys I get to. Patrick Beverley at 5,700. I don't really care about that either. But J. Michael Green is the guy. I'm on the fence. If Paul George plays and Landry Shamet doesn't, it's basically if Landry Shamet doesn't play, I'll play J. Michael Green. If Landry Shamet plays, then I don't know about J. Michael Green. He does have a safe, secure role on the team, but the production should be affected with PG and Shamet on, so I wouldn't be that interested. Aside from that, I'm not really interested in any of these guys. Ivica Zubac, his minutes are way too risky, but he has tremendous upside. If he gets the minutes, he's smashed every single time. So it's just he doesn't get the minutes, so what are you going to do? On the New Orleans Pelicans side, Jrue Holiday by far is one of the most enticing options here, even though he is going up against the Clippers. But Jrue Holiday's shown in his career that he's a competitive guy. He's going to go out there and compete. He's going to try and compete, and he's going to damn sure take those shots, especially with Lonzo and Hart out of the picture. And if Brandon Ingram's out, I like Jrue Holiday even more. It's just tough to figure out where to go with here with all the injury news here and all the problems here. Brandon Ingram's questionable. Jackson Hayes has a left ankle sprain. And Jahlil Okafor also has some sort of Jahlil has the left ankle sprain. Hayes has a rib injury. So a lot of things could change here. Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart being out, and Lonzo has been out for the last few games, so Josh Hart was getting a big uptick in minutes. But with Josh Hart out now, JJ Redick and Kenrich Williams will have to be the guy, and Etuan Moore is a low-key a sleeper pick here, undercover. Not many people know about him. He's 3,700. He's been on the Pelicans for a while now. He is one of their more older players, but he's also someone that could. He's very efficient when he's playing. Sometimes, not all the times, but he's efficient when he's playing, and he does have upside. He doesn't flash it all the time, but time to time when he's been given the opportunity, he can perform. So Etuan Moore at 3,700 is another value play that I like here. But JJ Redick, 4,500, definitely could get it done. Derek Favors, if the other two centers are out, he's been playing around 29 minutes last two games, so I like that. 5,500 is a great price for him. Just the matchup is tough here, and I'm not really all that interested. If Brandon Ingram plays, I like Brandon Ingram. He's a game-time decision. If Kawhi rests, I like Brandon Ingram. If Kawhi plays, I don't like Brandon Ingram. I'm still on the fence with this game. I'm not really too confident or excited about some of these plays yet. There's a lot of injury and stuff that factors into it, so I'm kind of on the fence for this whole game. So, hold on, let me just do this. I'm on the fence, okay? For this whole game, I'm on the fence. There's just too many injury news, okay? You guys get the picture. All right, next game, Atlanta versus Phoenix. This is a good game. It's a fast-paced game, and although Phoenix doesn't play as fast, actually no, I take that back. Atlanta doesn't play as fast as they used to, and neither does Phoenix. Okay, both of these guys are playing somewhat slower, but man, oh man, Trae Young has to be in consideration, has to be in play here. He's just a beast. He's been going off 9,600, just like Luka. I like Luka a little bit more, but Trae Young also has the opportunity to go off. I was completely wrong about him on that Denver slate. I said Denver always does good against guards, and boy, did Trae Young make me feel stupid that day. I mean, it was bound to happen. They're not going to do good against every single guard, but yeah, go figure. Trae Young's the guy that ends up when I had like 2 Trae Young out of like 50 lineups, so go figure. But in this matchup against the Phoenix Suns, Trae Young should be in a good spot. Ricky Rubio does play some tight defense, good coverage, but no one can really fully stop Trae Young. You can slow him down, you can't really stop him. He takes too many long range shots. It doesn't really matter what kind of coverage you really have on him. He takes those tough shots and makes them. So he's a really tough guard, and 9,600 is a fair price for someone with that much upside and usage on this team. Definitely in play. The other guy I really love is DeAndre Hunter, man. And a lot of people are going to be like, you're crazy, bro. What the hell? Hear me out. Last 2 games against Portland and Denver, I saw what I saw, and I liked what I saw. He played 40 minutes. He's 4K. He's playing against Phoenix. All this guy needs to do is shoot the ball a little bit more, be a little bit more involved offensively, and he's a gold mine. He's just waiting to erupt here. 4K, mark my words. The minutes are fantastic. The usage is going up for him as well. This is not relevant. There's a lot of this early season crap here is factoring here. He's very, very good. He's going to be a very good player. It's going to take some time. There have also been a lot of ins and out in the rotation, so that hasn't helped. Consistency is key in development. So DeAndre Hunter will be a great player. The last 2 games, I really like what he saw against a tougher opposition. So Phoenix has been playing really well. They're an underrated team still. A lot of people haven't given them the respect they deserve, but Phoenix has been playing really well. DeAndre Hunter should be a good pick here. I have no problem. He's one of my top plays on the slate and my favorite hawk. This is a out there play. This is my balls talking here. My balls are telling me to play DeAndre Hunter. I love DeAndre Hunter today, so it is what it is. Of course, Cam Reddish, Alexander are questionable. Kevin Huerter's out. That's another reason why DeAndre Hunter's really I'm happy about it, because Kevin Huerter takes 22 minutes out of the game, plays almost in the same spot that he does. Cam Reddish, doesn't really affect them all that much because they start together, but these guys, if Cam Reddish is out, then he gets a huge bump. And then the other guy that gets a huge bump with Cam Reddish being out is DeAndre Bembry. I will consider DeAndre Bembry today in multiple lineups. He's been disrespected enough, man. With Huerter out, he should be the main man off the bench. He has upside going back to early season and preseason. He dropped 46 DraftKings points against Miami. He has upside. It's just he's inconsistent, and the minutes haven't been there. And when the minutes have been there, the usage hasn't been there. So, but with these injuries and these guys missing, both things should be back in play for him, and he's someone I'm considering at a 3,900 price point. Another value play I like. Okay. On to the Phoenix Sun. I'll just start with my favorite play on the Phoenix Suns, Kelly Oubre. He's had some bad games now, with the last one being the absolute worst of them all. He scored 1 real point. He's 5,500 now. This is a great bounce back spot for Kelly Oubre. A great matchup against Atlanta. I don't mind it at all. Kelly Oubre is probably my top pick here. Devin Booker would have to be the second guy here. He just hasn't been getting the same amount of usage with Ricky Rubio on the team. He's not handling the ball as much. He's still getting some ball handling responsibilities, but not as much as he did in the past. Phoenix is also playing at a slower pace. Atlanta is also playing at a slower pace, so this could be a mediocre tempo matchup here. But Devin Booker has yet to have one of those explosive games that he's known for. I have no doubt in my mind that Devin Booker has one of those games really, really soon, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was today, going up against Trae Young shot for shot. The other guy who's been playing out of his goddamn mind is pretty Ricky Rubio. Rubio has been really good ever since he came this team. He's playing like he used to play on the Minnesota Timberwolves, back to his old days. He's the primary ball handler here, and we know we love playing guards against the Hawks, so this should be a great matchup against the Hawks for Rubio. 7,400 does seem a little steep, because we do have the Utah Rudy Gobert or Ricky Rubio in our head, but this is a new Ricky, man. He's the real deal here. The other guy I'm gonna talk about, or two guys I'm gonna talk about, are Aaron Baines and Frank Kaminsky. Aaron Baines has been the other guy that's really changed the culture for the Suns. He's been fantastic. He's one of the leading 3-point scorers in the league. He does have foul troubles, and he has played some, lesser minutes at times. But even in those fewer minutes, he's been very, very consistent. He's smashed his production, and he does have foul trouble. But again, he's someone that could go out there in limited minutes and get you what you want. So definitely in play for me. And Frank Kaminsky, he's been a benefactor of Aaron Baines' foul troubles. If Aaron Baines' foul troubles persist, Kaminsky is always going to be in play. We know what he could do. He's just a little bit of a risky play based on he's literally, relying on a guy not playing, getting into foul trouble. But we know Frank Kaminsky's upside. He's a very good player. He does things on both ends of the court. He's a real game changer at times when he comes off the bench. So even in limited minutes, he could impact the game, and at 4,500, it's a little bit of a safer price for me compared to some of these other guys on the slate. I wouldn't mind rolling the dice on Frank Kaminsky, but sorry, I put him in green. Should be in blue. I'm on the fence with him. And then some of these other guys, you can read the notes for them. I'm not really going to talk about them. On the Nets. My favorite plays on the Nets would be these two guys here, Taurean Prince and Dinwiddie. As well as Garrett Temple. And that's only considering if Kyrie Irving is out again. Kyrie's questionable, but Kyrie's out. It should be a huge bump to Temple, Prince, and Dinwiddie. Kyrie just takes a significant amount of usage when he's on the court. He plays a good amount of minutes, so that should be a lot more usage for these guys, especially knowing that Karis LeVert is out. Taurean Prince, 5,300 is a very good price. We just saw a couple of games ago what he could really do. He had an explosive game. He dropped 40-something points, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, I didn't have him." But you guys should have known what this guy's all about. He's the real deal. He was on the Hawks last year. He was a really good performer, and yeah, he has a lot more talent here. There's a lot more guys demanding the ball. His usage isn't the same as it was on the Hawks, but Kyrie's out, LeVert's out, top two usages are out. So Taurean Prince should be a fantastic play at this price. A lot of these Brooklyn guys should be a fantastic play at the price if Kyrie's out. That's just a lot of usage to go around the whole team. So keep an eye on the news here. But Taurean Prince would be my top guy, followed by Dinwiddie and Garrett Temple. The only reason these guys aren't higher than they should be is because Denver is a really good defensive team against guard. They play at a decently slow pace. So the overall tempo of this game should be somewhere there in the middle. So that's why Dinwiddie and Temple didn't get a huge bump for me. But I like all three of these guys. I don't mind them, and definitely in consideration for me. And I'm on the fence with Joe Harris. Joe Harris just plays a huge amount of minutes, and with Kyrie out, he has a good opportunity to flash his offensive upside, which he rarely does. But he does have that upside going back to just 3 games ago where he just went off. Whoops, what's going on here? Stop it. Joe Harris. So Joe Harris, 35 minutes. He has like these 36, 30 DraftKings point upside games, so he could get over 6-7x value for you, especially with Kyrie missing. That's a lot of usage again. Lots of usage. Definitely someone capable of filling in the void, albeit somewhat. The other two guys, Jared Allen's minutes have been terrible. DeAndre Jordan has been starting. I don't mind getting to some DeAndre Jordan as well, especially if Kyrie is out. They're going to need his aggression and tenacity, especially against his Denver team. I don't really think Jared Allen sees the court all that much because they really don't play Jared Allen against good centers. They try and just hide him away. Against Baines and Gobert, he got into foul trouble actually, so I don't listen to what I just said. But he's prone to foul troubles. He's a weak defender. Centers eat against Brooklyn, and Jared Allen's the primary reason why, which is why DeAndre Jordan has been getting more minutes. His price is higher and all that. He's a better producer as well. But Jared Allen is going to be a low ownership, high risk option, in my opinion. His ownership is going to be low. The price is good. The upside is great, but he's just a risk. So another guy I'm on the fence with here, but he's very foul trouble prone too, so I'm not all that excited. On to the last, without a shadow of a doubt, Nikola Jokic, 8,600, too damn cheap. I don't care if he's been dropping bombs, people calling him fat and all that stuff. Nikola Jokic is by far too cheap for this slate. 8,600 on a 5-game slate. Not much to really think about for me. I am playing him. Will Barton, on the other hand, 6,600 is a little bit expensive now. And sorry, I forgot to do the notes. I'm just realizing now. Will Barton is 6,600 is a little bit expensive here, but he's been playing out of his mind. He's been fantastic ever since he came back from injury. 37, 38, 36, 41, 42 DraftKings points in about 36 minutes average. So very, very good things coming from Will Barton. I don't mind him whatsoever. But the sneaky guy here should be Gary Harris, in my opinion. He's always slept on with all these other guys around him. But at 4,700, man, against the Brooklyn Nets, Gary Harris, especially if Kyrie's out, his defensive assignment is going to be so much easier. He's going to have so much more chance to produce offensively. And he does have upside. He could get you 30 DraftKings points, even get you 40 DraftKings points, just if the situation warrants it. He's more of a cash play for me with his consistency. However, even then, it'd be kind of a risk. But it's just a matchup here. I don't know. Something's telling me to play Gary Harris. I guess it's another balls play. My balls are telling me to play Gary Harris, so I like Gary Harris. Will Barton's price is a little steep for me, 6,600. He does have the upside. He can get you 40, 50 DraftKings points on certain nights, but 6,600 is just a little too steep for me, in all honesty. And Jamal Murray, the ball hog, definitely could go out there and hog the ball and get you 50 DraftKings points, but it is a rare occurrence. I don't know how often that happens. And with Jokic taking way more shots now and Will Barton playing the way he is, the opportunity for Jamal Murray to have those explosive games is going to be diminished. So take it how you will. Of course, Jeremy Grant, Malik Beasley are questionable still. This should be a decent spot for Paul Millsap as well. 5,600 is a decent price for Millsap. Yeah, he's played well in the last few games. The minutes have been good too, so I don't mind it whatsoever. Brooklyn, let's just check real quick. NBA advanced stats. I want to know Brooklyn's pace real quick because it's bothering me now. So Brooklyn Nets are the 5th fastest team in the league, and Paul Millsap, usually against fast-paced teams in the league, he doesn't play that many minutes. As you can see, Atlanta is not a fast-paced team. Minnesota is a fast-paced team, so that's an anomaly there. Why did that happen? What did Jeremy Grant do against Minnesota? Maybe Jeremy Grant got into foul trouble or something. But from early season, it was against fast teams. Paul Millsap wasn't really getting extended minutes. So we could just go down the log here. 22 minutes against Phoenix, who played a decent play. 15 against New Orleans, who played really fast. 17 against the Heat, who played really fast. So it kind of made sense. But, I mean, in hindsight, it's kind of... I don't know. I'm on the fence with Paul Millsap. Sorry, I got a phone call. I got confused. But I'm on the fence with Paul Millsap here. 5,600. I'm not really that excited about him. He could go out there and get it done for you, but there's other guys I'd rather just pay 5,600 or less for. So not that excited about him. Not someone I will be playing all that much. But definitely I'm on the fence still. If any injury news opens up or anything, it could change a lot. So that's it, guys. That's for today's video. Thank you for tuning in. If there's anything I said that you liked and you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. Please comment, like, comment, subscribe, share video, retweet, tweet, everything. Help me grow so I can help your bankroll grow. Hopefully some of you guys have been making money. I know a couple of you guys are, because you guys hit me up on Twitter with the thank yous and all that. And hopefully these spreadsheets is helping the guys that I've been sharing it with. It's nothing crazy, but it's just a little bit of information that's been collected and my own personal notes, what I think. A lot of these are pretty detailed, so there's that. This is yesterday's notes and all that stuff. So it is pretty detailed and stuff. Sometimes for some players, the guys I really like or don't like, I tend to write a lot more about them. The guys I don't really care about, I'll put a word or two about them, but even then it's still a sentence or two. So good stuff, good information. I do a lot of research. I've been playing NBA DFS for 5 years. I have a profitable record. I've profited with 3K, which is not a lot, but you know, it's 3K. I profited 3K playing DraftKings. Like, goddamn, 3K over 5 years. So first 2 years were really bad for me because it was just gambling. I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. And then starting with year 3 was when I started becoming really profitable. And last year was really great for me. I took down a couple of showdowns. I won some single entry GPPs and stuff. And now I'm actually tracking myself on Roto Grinders or whatever, my rankings. I didn't even know about that. I found out about it later. So if you guys want, you could check me out on Roto Grinders. You can see that I enter games. I actually play every single day. I'm not like one of those other YouTubers that put up a video every single day and they don't even enter a lineup. They don't even watch games. They're basically telling you who to play and they don't watch games. They just read the numbers here and like, oh yeah, this is looking good here. And they don't watch the game. They don't know the context behind the game. They don't know a player's personality. They don't know what's going on. They're just looking at numbers. The numbers don't tell you the whole story. You gotta watch the game. So I watch every single game. I watch the highlights. I go on YouTube. I watch the fast-paced runs. I watch 3 basketball games every single night, man. I got like 5 screens open like this. Look, I'm gonna show you real quick. 1 screen. 2 screen. 3 screen. 4 screen. So this is I'll watch and I'll just be like, I'll shorter the screens down and boom, and I'll poach. I have like 4 games up. I'm watching everything, man, and I might not be hearing everything, but I'm watching everything, and anything that catches my eye, I'll put up the volume. I'll listen to it. But yeah, I'm just going on a ramble here, guys. Thank you for tuning in again. I appreciate everybody that tunes into these videos. You guys are the best. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much, and good luck tonight. Bye-bye.